To show my appreciation for your support. Thank you, DJs. I came in the door, dripped in Balenciaga.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and I'm here to react to the Tennessee Titans preseason game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in which they lost 29-7. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. All right, y'all, let's start with the man of the hour, Cam Ward, and I also want to discuss Calvin Ridley. 9 days ago, I came on this channel and I told y'all that Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley would be one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos in the NFL this upcoming season. And some people probably thought that was an overreaction because at that point, I made that statement based off what I had observed during practice. But y'all, after what I saw last night, I 1,000% stand on that statement that I made 9 days ago. Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley will be one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos in the NFL this upcoming season. And the NFL better watch out because these boys are about to take the league by storm. I mean, oh my goodness, y'all. That was a beautiful thing to see last night. 3 passes, 50 yards. Woo! And let's talk about them, y'all. That first pass, Cam Ward had all the time in the world to deliver that football to Calvin Ridley. Well, shout out to the offensive line. We're going to talk about the offensive line here in a minute because they played extremely well, y'all. I mean, extremely well on last night. But they gave Cam Ward so much time to deliver that football to Calvin Ridley, y'all. And Calvin Ridley was able to get upfield, gain a few yards after the catch. 27-yard play, great to see. Then the next play, y'all, Calvin Ridley, he ran a little out route on the left side of the field, a 10-yard pass. Again, great play, y'all. And I'm not going to lie, that was kind of dangerous. That was a dangerous throw by Cam Ward because there was a DB in the vicinity. But because Cam Ward has such great just zip and velocity on all his passes, he was able to get that ball, slightly above the defender's head into Calvin Ridley's hands, y'all, for a 10-yard gain. And then the third and final time they connected with one another is when Calvin Ridley, he was in motion, he ran a little slant route, and Cam Ward hit him, y'all, for a 16-yard gain. I mean, man, 3 catches, y'all, 50 yards, just phenomenal to see. And Titans fans, you better be fired up because this is the first time in a very long time, I mean, since Steve McNair and Derek Mason, that we have had a quarterback wide receiver duo that has the potential to be one of the best in the NFL, y'all. And it is very rare for a rookie quarterback to come in and have this type of connection, have this type of chemistry with his number one wide receiver, because normally it takes rookie quarterbacks, some time to get acclimated to NFL defenses and NFL coverages and the speed of the game, y'all. But the fact that Cam Ward already has this type of chemistry with Calvin Ridley, this is amazing, y'all. And this is exactly what we need because let's be honest, we don't have a ton of playmakers on this offense. We honestly don't. But if Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley are going to perform at this level, y'all, it really doesn't matter who else we have at wide receiver, right? It doesn't matter. Because you know that Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley, they're going to produce at a big-time level, y'all. And I told people, Calvin Ridley is one of the best receivers in the NFL. The last 2 years, y'all, with subpar quarterback play, he had back-to-back 1,000-yard plus seasons. So just think what he's going to do with a good quarterback like Cam Ward, y'all. I really do believe Calvin Ridley could have 13, 14, maybe even 1,500 yards. I mean, he's going to explode, man. He's going to have a big season. And for any of my people out there that play fantasy football, make sure you draft Calvin Ridley. Because I'm telling you, he's going to have an amazing season. This is the first time, y'all, since 2021 that he's going to have above average quarterback play. And we saw what he did when he had Matt Ryan. Calvin Ridley was a top 5 receiver in the NFL with Matt Ryan. Just think what he's going to do with Cam Ward, y'all. I'm telling you. You can see it, man. It's great to see. Titans fans, again, be fired up, man. Don't let people tell you don't overreact. You need to calm down. It's only a preseason game. No, we're going to fire up, y'all. We're going to be fired up, okay? Because we haven't had this in a very long time. So we're going to be fired up from what we've seen. We're going to be excited from what we're seeing, y'all. We're going to hope that as just the weeks go on, as these games go on, their chemistry is only going to get better. And I think that's the scary part about it. I mean, their chemistry is already at a pretty high level. Just think, y'all, what's going to happen in the regular season as the games start to progress, as Cam Ward, he starts to understand NFL defenses. They're only going to get better. So this is great to see, and I just cannot wait to see y'all what they do this upcoming season, because boy, oh boy, they are really going to take the league by storm. But outside of Cal, really, y'all, I mean, I think Cam Ward played a really nice game. You know, the first drive, unfortunately, we went 3 and out. I felt like that first pass that he threw to Van Jefferson definitely could have caught that. I mean, yeah, that was kind of contested. That was kind of would have been a contested catch because the DB was kind of draped on him. But I still felt like Van Jefferson could have made that play, y'all. But, I mean, we know what Van Jefferson is at this point, right? Like, he's a solid veteran option, but we're not expecting him to be, you know, a true playmaker for this team. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting much from him, but still would have loved to see him make that catch. But that second drive, y'all, I mean, it was just great, you know, efficiency from the Titans offense as a whole, from Cam Ward, from the receivers, and the offensive line, y'all. I mean, our first team offensive line played extremely well last night. And again, I know it's just one preseason game. I know they were going against backups, but still, it was great to see, y'all. I mean, just think the last 4 years, man, we've had one of the worst offensive lines in the league. I mean, I haven't seen our quarterback have that much time in a very long time. I mean, Cam Ward had so much time in that pocket last night. And you see what happens. If you give Cam Ward time in that pocket, that man is going to deliver that football accurately, on time, and on target. Now, there was one play, y'all, that he made a bad decision. It should have been intercepted. Thank goodness that the DB, he dropped the ball. But that was the only bad decision that Cam Ward made. Every other throw he made, it was a good decision. He had good accuracy, y'all. Even when he threw it to, you know, Chigga Conquo on that 3rd and 9, then he threw to Tyler Lockett on the 3rd and 4. Great anticipation, great velocity. Again, I mean, he just played a really clean game. But the first team offense as a whole, I was pleased from what I saw. And yeah, hopefully they just continue with y'all, particularly the offensive line, man. I mean, Dan Moore was out there just killing it in pass protection, especially. Now, I feel like our run blocking wasn't as efficient because there really wasn't much room for Tony Pollard to run through. Now, Tony Pollard did have that nice 1-yard touchdown at the goal line where he just showed off his strength, man. And Tony Pollard's not the biggest guy, y'all, but he is just so strong, man. I really love Tony Pollard. But yeah, it didn't feel like it was, you know, many running lanes for him to go through. But hey, y'all, we were great in pass protection, and again, that's what we want to see. I mean, we invested a lot into this offensive line. You know, in 2023, we took Peter Skoronski. In 2024, we took J.C. Latham. Man, 2025, y'all, we signed Dan Moore Jr. to a 4-year, $82 million deal. So we've invested a lot into this offensive line. And also, y'all, Lloyd Cushenberry and Kevin Zeitler didn't play last night, and we still did a pretty good job in pass protection. So just imagine when this offensive line is at full strength, I think, y'all, we have a chance to be a pretty solid offensive line. Now, I'm not ready to say we're going to be an elite offensive line. We're going to have an offensive line like the Philadelphia Eagles, but I do believe, y'all, from what I saw last night, yeah, this offensive line has a chance to definitely be a pretty solid offensive line, which would be great for us, y'all. So, again, love what I saw from the first team offense, and hopefully they can just continue to get better and better and better in the coming weeks now. Now, y'all, let's move to the second and third team offense, and this is where you're gonna get a little bit, of that negative Zay coming out. Our second and third team offense was horrible. It was god awful. It was pathetic. It was atrocious. I mean, my goodness, y'all, I can't think of enough adjectives to describe the second and third team offense. It was flat out horrible, and I am very concerned, y'all, very concerned with our backup quarterback situation. I really am. Listen, Tim Boyle, and Brandon Allen, y'all, they're good guys. They're good vets. They're good guys to have in the locker room. But they're not very good on the football field, y'all. They aren't. Okay, and that really concerns me. Because, and God forbid this happens, y'all, but what if Cam Ward was to get injured, okay? And he had to miss a game or two. And we have to roll out there with Tim Boyle and Brandon Allen. I mean, are you kidding me? Y'all, I don't even know if we could score 3 points with those guys in as our starting quarterback if they had to play. I mean, that's how bad they are. We could not move the football at all. And I was so disappointed because I wanted to see Alec Manor. I wanted to see Chim DK. I wanted to see Gunnar Helm. I wanted to see these guys, you know, get some passes out there, get more involved within the offense. But they couldn't do it, y'all, because our backup quarterbacks stink. Chim DK, he did have a nice catch. Gunnar Helm had a nice catch. And speaking of Gunnar, y'all, I've been saying this a lot on Twitter. Y'all go follow me on Twitter at ZayMoolaSports, y'all. But I've been saying Gunnar Helm is going to be our starting tight end. That kid can play. He can play, y'all. He's a really good receiving tight end. But also, y'all, surprisingly, he's a decent blocker. Like, I thought he was making some good blocks last night. He played with good strength, was aggressive. So I love what I saw from him. And again, he had a nice 16-yard catch on a little drag route. So great job by gunning him. Keep it going, my brother. But yeah, y'all, I'm really, really concerned, though, when it comes to this backup quarterback situation. And we really, really, really got to get that fixed. So yeah, y'all, overall offensively, we were horrible. I mean, outside of that touchdown drive we had, which was led by Cam Ward and our first team offense, we were horrible. So again, we need to address this backup quarterback situation immediately. And I'm going to tell y'all what I would do. I would call up Ryan Tannehill. And I know a lot of Titans fans have a love-hate relationship when it comes to Ryan Tannehill. But I think we could all agree with this statement, y'all. Ryan Tannehill is a better quarterback than Tim Boyle and Brandon Allen. Okay, he just is. And I know he's 37, so he's getting up there in age, and I know he didn't play last season. With that being said, y'all, Ryan Tannehill is a better quarterback than Tim Boyle and Brandon Allen. So I would bring him in for a workout, see where he's at. And if Ryan Tannehill still looks like he could play at a decent level, I would sign him ASAP. Because here's the thing, y'all. We know that Ryan Tannehill could, if he had to, if push came to shove, he could go in there, move the ball, and score a few points, and probably win us a game or two, right? I mean, he could do that. He did it plenty of times for us before in the past. He would just need to go in there, maybe score about 20, 23 points, and we could probably win a game with him, or two, if we had to do that. So that's what I would do, y'all. Again, a lot of Titans fans probably not gonna like that, but yeah, I'm already tired of seeing Tim Boyle and Brandon Allen. Just get them off my team immediately. Other notes offensively, y'all, I was disappointed that Xavier Strepper only played 11 snaps. I really thought he was going to get more playing time, so doesn't look good for him in terms of his chances to make this roster, especially, y'all, when last night Bryce Oliver, who continues to impress me, man. I mean, Bryce Oliver, man, he just had a great camp. He had a really nice game last night. Had a really nice catch last night. And then, y'all, you got James Prochet, a guy that I thought had zero chance of making this roster, but, he seems like he's going to be our kick and punt returner. He had a very nice punt return on last night, so I love what I saw from him. So, yeah, I don't know if Xavier Strepper is going to make this roster. I thought that Xavier Strepper, when we signed him, he was guaranteed to make this team, but all of a sudden, y'all, I don't know. I don't feel as strongly as I once did. I think he, right now, would be on the outside looking in because, again, James Prochet and Bryce Oliver, they continue to impress. Y'all, I was really, kind of sad that Tajay Spears left with an injury. Brian Callahan said it looks like he sprained his ankle. So, crossing our fingers, we're praying that Tajay will be ready week 1. He probably won't be. I'm not going to lie to me. Tajay's probably going to miss a couple of games. I mean, just from the way he walked off last night, yeah, it looks like he's going to miss a couple of games, at the minimum. Hopefully he doesn't have to miss any games, and it's not as bad as it looked, because we really need Tajay, y'all. I mean, this offense does not have a ton of playmakers really outside of Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard, so we really need Tajay because he is so dynamic. He is so electric with the football in his hands. So hopefully, y'all, he will be ready for the start of the season, our season opener against the Denver Broncos. I thought Khalil Mullins, y'all, he ran hard last night. That was great to see. We know that is his MO. I mean, he is a physical, bruising style running back. He ran hard. He was being physical. He ran between the tackles. I think he's going to be a very good, short yardage goal line back for us this season. And outside of that, y'all, I mean, I think that was pretty much everything offensively. Again, to recap the offense, I love what I saw from the first team offense. Cam Ward made good decisions with the football. Again, his connection with Calvin Ridley was great to see. The offensive line played extremely well, y'all. And then the second and third team offense, yeah, they need a ton of work. Okay, y'all, with that being said, now let's move over to the defense. And I was very, very, very disappointed in our defense. Now, I know there was no T'Vondre Sweat, no Big Jeff, no Kevin Winston, no L'Jarius Sneed. And the starters that did play, like Roger McCreary and Jarvis Brownlee, they didn't play a ton. But, y'all, again, I was very disappointed by this defense. Our depth is really, really, really bad, y'all. I mean, it's really bad. Particularly our defensive line depth. And we already knew this, but I don't think any of us thought it was this bad. I mean, I'm genuinely concerned about the depth we have on this defensive line. If T'Vondre Sweat or Big Jeff had to miss even one game, y'all, I think any NFL team could easily go for over 200 rush yards against our defensive line. I mean, they were not getting any penetration, any push last night. The Bucs were just running the football up and down the field. My gosh, particularly in that fourth quarter, y'all. I mean, you're going to get a third-string offense, and you're just letting them run the ball up and down the field like that on you. Y'all, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. You can see that Nard Wilson, our defensive coordinator, he was very frustrated on the sideline. You can see it in his face. He was pissed off. Because at the end of the day, y'all, it might not seem like a big deal to some people, but you got to have decent enough depth in the NFL. That matters, okay? Your starters are not going to play 17 games. You're going to have some guys that play 11, 12, 13 games. So that means your backups are going to have to come in and step up and play at a pretty decent level. But right now, I don't feel good about our depth defensively, y'all, again, particularly on the defensive line. But you can make an argument that we don't have good depth anywhere defensively, right? Even in our secondary. And this is why it's so important, y'all, for L'Jarius Sneed to be healthy, man. Because if L'Jarius Sneed is healthy, we can have one of the best secondaries in the league. If he isn't healthy, we can have a pretty mediocre secondary, y'all. Let's be honest, because outside of Jarvis Brownlee, Roger McCreary, Amani Hooker, and Kevin Winston, and Kevin Winston, a rookie, so we still have to see him prove it on the field. But outside of those guys, we don't really feel comfortable with this secondary. Now, I will say this. I feel like our rookie, Marcus Harris, he made a really nice pass breakup last night, and he played, pretty decent in coverage. But, I still want to see more from him. But, yeah, y'all, Gabe Judy Lowry, he was really bad last night. Mike Brown was really bad as well. I mean, yeah, our depth defensively is not good, and I mean, there's not really anything we can do to address it because, I mean, y'all, it's not that many, free agents that are on the street right now that will actually help this team. But, yeah, I mean, our defensive line depth isn't good. But, again, our depth across the board defensively really concerns me, y'all. But on a positive note, I like what I saw from Femi Oladejo. Now, he did have a problem shedding blocks, which, is to be expected because not only, is he light, he's light in the pockets, y'all, but then also remember, this is going to be like his first year being an edge rusher because last year, during the middle of the season at UCLA, he converted from linebacker to edge rusher. So this is his first full season. He's going to play an edge rusher. So it's obviously going to take us some time to, get accustomed to being an every down defensive lineman. But I think, y'all, he looks good. I think the future for him, I should say, looks good. And he made some good plays in run defense last night. So I like that. Jarvis Brownlee had a really nice pass breakup in the first quarter. But yeah, y'all, I mean, outside of that, it really wasn't any positives defensively. It was definitely more positives offensively. It wasn't a ton of positives offensively, but it was definitely more positives offensively than it was positives defensively. So yeah, y'all, I mean, I'm really concerned about our depth defensively. But hey, I mean, we know we still, have a ways to go in terms of being a very competitive team. But I just wanted to see better, y'all, from our defense. I mean, I really did. Especially, we got so many young defensive tackles that I wanted to see, play well last night, and they just didn't play up to snuff for me, y'all. They didn't. And again, they were going against like second and third stringers, and they still couldn't play at a high level. So that definitely concerns me, y'all. But overall, I thought it was a decent performance by our team overall. Got a lot of things we got to clean up, y'all. Defensively, again, our run defense has to be better. And then offensively, really, I think we just need to get a backup quarterback. We need to get a new backup quarterback. Because, I mean, we got some, good, intriguing young players on that second team offense, like Chim DK and Alec Iomanner and, Bryce Oliver. And David Martin Robinson, he had a nice catch. Shout out to DMR, y'all. Met him at the Titans practice. He was really nice. But, yeah, we have some decent, players on our second team offense. We just need a quarterback that can deliver them the football on time and on target. But, yeah, again, we got a lot of things we got to clean up, y'all. And hopefully we can improve on this performance next week, going up against the Atlanta Falcons, y'all. But there y'all have it. This was my thoughts on the Tennessee Titans first preseason game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. If you're a Titans fan, give me your thoughts in the comment box below. Remember, y'all, last good message of what? Make sure you get your daily dose. Y'all know I'm an enemy. I love y'all. God bless. Peace. Hey.